This video is going to go over the last 10 mistakes new, returning and experienced players make in 7 Days to Die Alpha 19. Don't worry though if you're a fan of this series, because I will make updated versions for new updates as they come out in case some of the old mistakes are irrelevant or I notice some new ones. These mistakes aren't in any particular order, but I do think number 10 will be the most interesting for new players in particular. Anyway, let's get straight into number 1. Number 1 is building your horde base flush against the terrain. 7 Days to Die has a stability mechanic which determines whether or not a building should fall over. If you build your horde base flush against the floor, it's very likely that stray explosives, exploding cops, or demolition zombies may destroy the terrain under your base, and subsequently parts of it may begin to fall off. The solution to this is simple of course. If you're building a base, dig out the first layer of soil and then build a foundation, then build your horde base on top of that. You may even want to double up on that foundation if you're worried about demolition zombies in the late game. Well, I'm on the topic of bases. Number 2 is accidentally resetting your base. Trader quests in 7 Days to Die allow you to reset a POI to its default state by activating a quest in that POI. The problem being that quests don't discriminate against your base or any temporary storage boxes you may have set up, leading to someone grinding quests accidentally deleting their entire base. From what I've gathered though, you can use the land claim block to make the quest system ignore the POI when it's picking a new POI to send you to. That said, if you do end up being sent on a quest to clear your own house, and you notice it before you delete everything, you won't be able to take any more quests from that trader until you finish that quest. Luckily, you can cancel quests after you've accepted them by going to the quest log and pressing this exclamation point button to cancel it. After that, you're clear to go and get another job from that same trader. While I'm on about accidentally losing things, number 3 is thinking you've permanently lost your vehicle. Let me run a scenario a few of you will have experienced. You're driving home and suddenly the game crashes. Just 7 Days to Die things. Look back and to your horror, you're standing exactly where you were when the game crashed, but your vehicle is nowhere to be seen. You'll look up at your compass and see no markers indicating your vehicle exists at all. Is it gone forever? The answer, in my experience, is actually no. All you have to do is walk back the way you were coming from, and at some point along that path, you should be able to see your vehicle just sitting on the road somewhere. And usually the map marker will reappear once you enter the render distance of that vehicle again. If that doesn't work, I'm afraid I can't help you, because in the dozens of times this has happened to me, it has always worked perfectly. While I'm talking about vehicles though, number 4 is not scooping up roadkill. But what I actually mean is you should really take advantage of these piles of gore because they're made of rotten flesh and bone. But why do you want those? Well, rotten flesh is needed for farm plots for farming, which is a very useful feature for medicine, foods and crafting. As for the bones, you can craft glue from bones in murky water at a campfire or slightly cheaper at a chemistry station. And glue is used in a lot of crafting recipes, particularly in weapon mods. It's also a main ingredient of duct tape, and duct tape is used in basically every recipe beyond the stone tier. Gathering up these gore piles, dead bodies and body bags is a really easy way to build up a large reserve of both of these items. And it's certainly easier than hunting for the bones, killing zombie bears, vultures and dogs for rotten flesh. Anyway, from something disgusting to a bit more palatable, number 5 is eating food when you're not particularly hungry. Hunger isn't actually that much of a threat in 7 Days to Die. Technically you can starve to death, but it takes hours and hours of not eating to actually happen. My recommendation would be to only really eat if you start getting that stamina debuff. The reason being is that food is actually a very useful healing item. It's a smart idea to keep food for when you need to heal rather than when you think that bar is getting low. So if your health bar is full, just wait before eating. You never know when that 10 health piece of meat may come in handy, before you have boxes and boxes of painkillers, that is. I'm just jumping into the middle of this video where you most expect it to say thanks so much for the support on the recent streams. Streaming is all very new to me, but I'm glad it's been so enjoyable for those of you who've been watching it. If you want to see those streams, we do stream every Friday at 6 PM BST, that's 1 PM EST since I know a lot of you are on the east coast of the US. If you want to see me, Ryzen, the many talented Mr. Jefferson and VR Stuz, check them all out by the way, along with some of you guys on the server we play on, then check it out, and of course, if you want to make sure you catch it, then hit that bell to be notified. Anyway, with that plug out of the way, let's get back to the video. Number 6 is forgetting to mod your weapons and armor. If you find a weapon mod, put it on your weapon. That is unless it's detrimental to the weapon like a scope you don't like, or maybe a suppressor. But even if it's largely pointless, like putting an Ironbreaker mod on a sledgehammer, do it, because equipping any modification on a tool or weapon will increase its damage by 10%. Then when you actually find a mod you like, you can switch it out when you need to. You might think it's dumb to put a rad remover on a shovel, but in the absence of any better mods, it will still dig faster with random mods on it rather than none. You should also generally equip any armor mods you find. They don't give any damage resistance boosts when you equip mods, but they are all generally beneficial. And on the topic of armor, number 7 is forgetting to repair your armor. In 7 Days to Die, your armor slowly takes durability damage as you do. When your armor's durability reaches 0, you'll stop gaining any of the benefits from the armor, including its mods. The issue there, of course, is that you don't get any real notification of your armor breaking, so you could be running around with broken armor, wondering why you're taking so much damage. Chances are you need to repair it. To repair your armor, just unequip it from the armor menu and press repair. You will of course need repair kits to do this. Make sure to leave some repair kits for number 8 though. Number 8 is a common mistake for new players to make. You get your hands on an auger, you go away to dig up some iron, and maybe you get a little bit carried away and find yourself in a deep hole. And then, before you know it, you hear a screamer and now you have a horde running toward your little mine, ready to pile up on top of you. There are multiple solutions to this, one of which is to just put blocks over the top so zombies don't fall directly on top of you, or alternatively you could make sure that you have a quick route back out using ladders or maybe some quick frame poling. Either way, when using your auger, try and use it in a secure mine so zombies don't fall in on top of you and eat you. Speaking of not getting eaten by zombies, number 9 is trying to use stealth on Horde Night. You might be new and think you can build a stealth build and hide away from the Horde on the 7th day, but no. Stealth is completely worthless on Horde Night. All zombies that spawn as part of the Horde will know your exact location at all times. It doesn't matter if you dig down to bedrock or pull up to the sky limit, they know where you are and will do whatever they can to get to you. And yes, zombies can dig. Just before we hop into number 10, I just want to remind you to like the video if you're enjoying it and subscribe if you want to see more like it. Anyway, number 10 is actually not really a mistake, as much as it's something new players can just find difficult at first, so I'm going to use this slot as a mini tutorial on how to fly the gyrocopter. If you're new to 7 Days to Die, you'd be forgiven for assuming that the gyrocopter worked with vertical takeoff and landing, but it works a lot more like a plane. So to fly the gyrocopter, the first thing you want to do is of course get in your gyrocopter. Next you want to drive it along the ground and get up some speed using W or Shift W like any other vehicle. Then once you have a little bit of speed, it doesn't have to be much, you want to start tapping or holding the spacebar to make the gyrocopter pull its nose up. From there you will be going upwards. To level up, you want to tap or hold C to lower the nose of the gyrocopter. Make sure to keep holding W if you want to keep going forward, by the way. Then, when you want to land, you can lower the nose and let off the acceleration. Don't worry too much about soft landing, the gyrocopter can take a beating from crash landings and will reduce fall damage for you substantially. So unless you have like 10 health, you can pretty much smash full speed into the ground and you'll be fine. If the gyrocopter does take too much crash landing damage, you can go into the stats menu by holding E and then open it, and then hit repair. If you have repair kits, it will repair it. With that, you should be equipped to get around on your brand new gyrocopter. If you've gone all the way through this video and have learned some stuff, you might want to go back and watch the other 10 mistakes videos I've made a few months ago. Regardless, if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to hit that like button, and of course if you want to see more content like this, then hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.